What's up, guys? I'm Chris Powell.
And I am Heidi Powell.
And we're talking to you today about motivation. And, of course, this is a question that we get a lot is, well, how do I stay motivated? I mean, how many times have you heard that?
I hear it all the time. In fact, I actually wonder the same thing. We're human. We are not perfect, and we're not always motivated. I mean, we might follow our program for a good week or 2 weeks, and then we find ourselves in the same rut that you might find yourself in, where we're saying, what do we do to keep going?
And the question is why? How did we get there? And sure enough, we've kind of broken motivation down into kind of the nitty gritty of what it really is. And we're just going to kind of create a different language of motivation for you. Now, what we have found motivation is deeply rooted in is the word integrity. And we talk about integrity a lot. And what is it? We should probably define that first. Integrity is honoring your word. And most of us think about integrity as, oh yeah, gosh, well, I told, Joe Smith that I'd do something, so now I really have to do it. And most of us, we've got that part down. We can honor our word to other people, but what we have a hard time doing is honoring our word to ourselves. And so we truly have no integrity, because if you can't honor your word to yourself, then ultimately you really have no integrity.
And when you find yourself lacking integrity, chances are you're not going to feel good about who you are or what you're doing, and you can't help anyone around you. And if you can't help yourself, or anyone around you, it's like, what's the point? And that's when you start to lose that motivation. So we're here to tell you how to change that and how to get some integrity, get it back.
And the question is, well, what does this have to do with you and following your new lifestyle and creating this sustainable change? Well, how many times have you said, well, the diet starts Monday? Or what's another one?
Oh gosh, I'm going to wake up at 5:30 in the morning and I'm going to work out.
Yeah,
every morning.
We hear this all the time. And sure enough, say that you set that goal, you set that commitment, and you might fulfill that commitment 1 or 2 or 3 days. And when you do, your integrity is good and you start to feel good about yourself. But sure enough, one day comes by, real life gets thrown at you, and that workout, or say, the diet kind of falls by the wayside. What happens? Well, in integrity, just as much as it can build you up, it can also break you down. And so what we want to do is we want to create as much momentum as we possibly can. And we call it integrity momentum. And it's directly linked with dignity and your self-esteem and the way that you feel about yourself and your confidence. So you see, it all goes hand in hand. So when you start to lose motivation, what really happened? Well, chances are that you didn't fulfill that promise that you made to yourself one day, and it led to 2 days and 3 days and 4 days, and before you know it, you go, I lost my motivation. Well, you actually lost all that integrity momentum that you had. So how do we get it back?
And he is so right. Everything he's saying is so right. But just to make it easy, if you just wake up one day and you're really having a hard time getting to the gym, I like to say, break down whatever your commitment is. If it's typically 30 minutes and you're like, gosh, that just seems so long, just do 5 minutes. Just commit to yourself that you're going to do 5 minutes in the gym, whether it's, or just 5 minutes of walking, but do 5 minutes of some kind of movement. Chances are you're not going to want to stop there. And your integrity is once again restored because you've completed those 5 minutes that you told yourself you were going to do.
Simple as that.